Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. This is the 13th night in a row we have led this show with the Brett Kavanaugh story. And it looks like after delays and countless twists in the saga, it may finally be coming to a conclusion. The FBI investigation, the one that Senator Jeff Flake demanded last Friday, appears to be wrapping up. A final vote could be held this weekend. That's what they're saying. But what's remarkable is that after all we have learned, there are still basic questions that remain unanswered, central ones that pertain directly to the core allegations here, the ones that Christine Ford made more than 2 weeks ago. Yesterday, for example, Fox News obtained a written declaration from an ex-boyfriend of Christine Ford's. In that declaration, which was made under oath, the ex-boyfriend says that Ford once coached a friend through a polygraph exam to help her get a federal job. If true, that would contradict what Ford told Congress. The man also says that during their entire 6-year relationship, Ford never mentioned being a victim of sexual assault or of any other kind of trauma. He says that she flew on airplanes many times, including on small prop planes around Hawaii. You'll recall that her lawyer said she was too afraid to fly to come to Washington. They also said she was a claustrophobic. He claims she was not at all afraid of enclosed spaces. Are these claims true? We don't know. Ford disputes them, and there is no evidence to support them independently. But there's also no evidence, you'll remember, to support Ford's allegations against Brett Kavanaugh. And that is the point. We need to know more. But we don't know more because nobody is asking these questions and many other questions. For example, we still haven't seen Ford's therapy notes or the notes on the polygraph exam she says she took. Ford's legal team is only now, at the very last moment, offering to reveal these, but only if the FBI agrees to interview Christine Ford. Why weren't these notes turned over at the very beginning of all of this? If the goal was to get to the truth, they would have been, of course. Why has Ford apparently told different stories about whether she showed her therapy notes to the Washington Post or simply described their contents to the paper? That's significant because it bears directly on her credibility. And Christine Ford's credibility is literally the only reason to believe that her story is true. So that matters. And there are other obvious unanswered questions. Here's this one. Ford says the assault defined her entire life. Apparently, she thought about it every day. It defined her academic performance. It affected all of her personal relationships. And yet she says she told not a single other human being about it for fully 30 years. How can that be? Well, here's an idea. In a Washington Post profile, Ford says that she, quote, came to understand her assault and its significance during a psychotherapy session. What does that mean exactly? Is Ford's story, at least in part, a recovered memory? This is a central question because most psychiatrists consider recovered memories, however sincere, as roughly as reliable as dreams. It's worth getting a clear answer on that, but so far nobody has because nobody has asked that question. Why is that? When an adult makes a serious allegation, asking real questions is the only correct response. It's not an attack to ask for follow-ups or probe inconsistencies. It's not victim shaming. In fact, it's patronizing not to. We don't consider Christine Ford a child. Many of her advocates clearly do. The press obviously does. Instead of gathering facts about this story, they are busy moralizing and lecturing the rest of us about how Brett Kavanaugh's very existence proves that an entire class of people is evil. Just the other day, Donald Trump Jr. made the point that what he's been watching on television makes him fear for his sons. Watch.
And when I see what's going on right now, it's scary.
Who are you scared most for, your sons or your daughters?
I mean, right now, I'd say my sons. I mean, I want to bring my daughters up to be tough, but every situation is different, but I would hope that they would act if something terrible like that happened. But when the other side weaponizes it against men and says, 40 years later, we can bring it up, and you did something in high school that no one remembers, but it should disqualify you from ever doing anything again, it really diminishes the real claims.
Now, maybe you agree with that, maybe you don't. It's hardly a crazy point, though, and it might be worth talking about. But no, over on CNN, they took those remarks as a cue to once again attack an entire ethnic group on the basis of ethnicity. Watch this.
Every night, I cry myself to sleep over the fate of white men in America. White men have no power. White men, I mean, it's such garbage. If you sexually assault someone in high school, your life should be ruined. All this whining about the poor plight of white men is ridiculous.
You're hearing a lot of this filth recently, and it's wrong because racism is always wrong, no matter who it is aimed at. You should not attack people for their immutable characteristics, period. We have made that point consistently again and again over the past 2 years on this show. You shouldn't ever reduce people to their skin color because they're much more than that. You ought to treat people as individuals, unique human beings, not faceless members of a tribe sorted by hue. That's exactly the argument you could have made in 1960 against Bull Connor, and if we'd been there, we would have made that argument. It's the same argument we are making today. It was true then, it is true now, it always will be true. Now, you wouldn't think you'd have to say something that obvious in a developed country, one that literally has a statue of Martin Luther King on the National Mall. But we do have to say that. We have no choice. And for the crime of arguing against racism, we are denounced by the left as, yes, racists. Well, that's insane. In fact, it's Orwellian. It's the mirror image of the truth. But there is a reason that they are saying it. Our elites stoke race hatred in order to divide this country against itself. People are easier to control when they are divided into tribes sorted by color. It is that simple. It is also that evil, just like the racism they are peddling to you. We will never endorse that against any group at any time, period.